Good morning, my stampin' friends. Oh my gosh, it's great to see you. I just realized though that I have got to bounce my Wi-Fi, so I may disappear for just a second. I'll be right back. All right, good deal. So now I can see YouTube on my phone. I've got the audio off, so that shouldn't cause any problems. And I can see your comments here too. I hope that's the plan anyway. All right, just rearranging my screen a little bit. I was messing around with it last night and things are a little out of order. So, hi, welcome to the March virtual online card class. This is a free card class for you to watch, and then there's an ordering special after the broadcast if you would like to get a card kit prepped and sent to you. So it is St. Patrick's Day, and if I had planned a little bit better, our cards might have a different theme, but it is what it is. We are working with some gorgeous products that are brand new, not in the catalog, and I can't wait for you to see them. They are loads of fun, and it is spring break, so how fitting to be working with the beach and the ocean, because that is such a popular spring break destination. Not one that we're participating in this year, but it'd be nice. I'm gonna switch cameras and show you what I have. Now I'm actually gonna back out just a little bit so that I've got enough room to show you everything. So ignore what I don't want to show you. How's that? I want to show you all the parts of this suite. And I'll start with the stamp set and the dies because they're gorgeous. So the dies have two labels for your greetings. The waves, there are two different waves, so you can layer those up. You can use them independently. Lots of versatility there. This little guy is the penguin, or no, not the penguin. Oh my gosh. That's a blooper. I think he's maybe a seagull. How about that? And then these are clouds and some cloud dimension so that you can add some texture to your clouds as well. This one, that's what these four are. These two are clouds, and then these are the cloud dimension dies. And then the two little birds in action. I'm going to giggle about that penguin all day long. So hello, Dana and Lori. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm actually going to leave. No, I'm going to put this right back here. Okay, so then the stamps, you've got some really cool greetings. This "You're so totally awesome. Your strength is an inspiration." And here is that penguin / seagull, right? Pelican, that's what he is. See, I was partial. Oh, geez. I'll get a little more caffeine and be okay. Thank you so much, Lori. He's a pelican. It's like writing at the chalkboard. You know, your brain suddenly goes bananas and you can't remember how to spell or even basic math. So our friendship is a thing of beauty. And then here is a stamp with one of those little birds as well. And he's a tiny little thing. All right. All right. So let's take no. Got to keep going. There's more to it. All right. Set that aside. This is the gorgeous bling. Can you see all the... Let me take it out. Get rid of the glare on the plastic. Pelican, penguin, seagull. Oh my gosh. Okay, so look at all of these colors. I don't think I can still... We've got some that kind of have a green look to them. And then we get into a lighter blue and then a really bright blue over here. So super, super fun. And I thought these would be more expensive. They're $6.50. So they're very affordable. And then there is the paper. So this paper was made by pouring paint, I think is the proper term, and then, oh my gosh, I mean, they are so beautiful. The colors, I mean, the depth, it's incredible. Look at that. I just love it. This one just looks like sea turtles to me. And they're really pretty similar. I did pull out 2 that are the same. Okay. Well, now I don't know if I've got 6 out here or not. There's 6 prints, and you get 2 of each. And they're just beautiful. The paper will not be in the annual catalog, but the stamp set and dies will be. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the 6th one is a mystery because I didn't pull it out somehow. Maybe we'll figure that out in a bit. That's too funny. Then there are foil. 3 colors of foil, and you get 2 each of this. So, oh my goodness gracious, what a glare. Okay, let me try and fix that while I'm knocking the camera around with my little headband. Okay, so here's this gorgeous, deep, almost a navy. And then here, oh my God, this is just like a mirror. Okay, this one is more like Coastal Cabana, and then this is more silver. So let's see if it actually says on the back. Night of Navy and Coastal Cabana. So hey, how about that? I got them right. All right, the foil. I mean, you can see I haven't even cut into the foil, but I want to use the waves dies and do some of that, but that's not what we're doing today. Our cards today, and let me come back to, okay, so here is one card, and this uses that big wave stamp. I mean, look at all the detail in that stamp. It's so pretty. So there's that one, and then this one we're using a portion of one of those wave dies. Isn't that pretty? And then here's that little penguin again. Ha ha, I know he's a pelican. I said it wrong intentionally that time. And then here he is on this card as well. So those are our cards. This is the kit. Okay, so I wanted you to see what a prepped kit would look like. So each card, all the pieces for each card are in the envelope. Okay, so here are the pieces that would go, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to take my headband out. Go with this. And including, I would send you 2 pieces of ribbon. And the label should be here too. Where's the label? Oh, the label is in here. Sorry. Some of the die cut pieces are in here, and then the cut pieces are in the envelope. So then this one, we're going to stamp on this piece and that. So that is this one. And they are numbered to go along with the written tutorial. This one, you're going to cut these in half. And that is, so that's this one, and then the die cut is over here in this envelope. And then the last one is this guy, and the little birds are here. And I want to show you this especially because this is a piece of Post-it tape that I taped here because it'd be really easy for these little birds to get lost. But I want to point out that they are actually adhesive backed. So I used the adhesive sheets when I ran these through the die. So as you'll see in a moment, all we're going to do is peel those off and stick them down. The other thing that happens on camera is your nose instantly starts to run. It's just a thing. All right, so let's get out the instructions and see where we begin. Right, we are going to start with the one that has the adhesive backed little birds. See, I'm afraid to call them anything now. And that is on our Very Vanilla. And this is already cut to the same width as the part we're going to stamp on. You're just going to tear it in half and create layers. And then your little die cut is going to slide right between the layers, just like that. Okay, gotta go. So from here, we're gonna need him. We're gonna need our little birds. And we'll need almost everything in here. We need this for our stamping, and we need our label. Okay, the only thing left are those two. Now, with your kit, you would also get some of the bling for your cards with a $35 order. With a $50 order, you're going to get the prepped kit and a full embellishment pack. And the first stamping we want to do is this guy, and we're going to do this on the Stamparatus to help us position, to get us in position. I'm going to set that. Trying to figure out where you can still see. I'm going to grab a Stamparatus. All right, so here is a Stamparatus base, and then this is a red rubber stamp. I do not need a foam mat, but I am going to get a piece of grid paper. And I think I'm going to lose this too. I actually ran a 10K, the Shamrock Run here in Gallatin a few years ago. I did it twice. That medal is one of the medals. I think that one was from 2016. All right. So I thought I really cleared a good sized space here, but I seem to be struggling. All right, so we're going to use that, and I'm going to go ahead and get out They're So Totally Awesome well, and we'll do that second. And I am stamping him in soft suede ink. Okay, that didn't work because that is not a flat surface. I'm going to put this under the plate to give me some stability. I'm going to ink it up. Bring it over, and now I'll grab a magnet off the back. I should only need one, and I'm going to grab my little template or the negative and figure out where my little puzzle piece goes. Put that in, and I'll ink this again. Bring it over, and I've perfectly stamped it. If I wanted him to be just a little darker, I could ink him up again and bring it right down. Nothing's had an opportunity to move, so it's just perfectly lined up. Okay, now I'm going to scoot him out of the way and clean off my stamp, because we will need him again. And then we're going to do the same thing with You're So Totally Awesome. I'll stamp this down. Again in soft suede ink. And now I will figure out how I want the greeting to be placed. And I might even want it a little farther over to the right because I've got this bow over here. So I can adjust this, bring it down a little bit. And now I've given myself more space over here. And put this down. So I'm curious, what are you all doing for St. Patrick's Day? I have been learning Instagram. And so I have some silly posts to make today. I'm learning how to create reels. I have one in draft that I hope I conquer because I think it's going to be super cute. But I want to know if you're creating today, then use my hashtag so I can find your creations. You just never know what might come your way by sharing what you're doing that way. And look for my creations using that hashtag Odessa 0317 1894. Now, who's Odessa and why that hashtag? Odessa was my great-grandmother, and today is her birthday. She would be 128 years old. And I was blessed to have had her for almost 21 years. She was a super, super special woman. So I'm celebrating her. All right, kind of get my pieces out of the way. I don't use Very Vanilla as much as I use Basic White. So I'm just gonna see how I like these. And actually I think I'm gonna stack them that way. So, but I need to make sure my little pelican is gonna have enough room. I may not be able to do that. Okay, lost my train of thought. Anyway, if you are an Instagram expert and have some tips, then you must share, please. Because there's definitely a learning curve. Okay, so I have just stacked those not quite even. They're maybe as a 1/4 inch lower. And I might even scoot it down a little bit and then cut the edge off with my trimmer so that I've got more room at the top, like this. And then when this dries, I'll trim that part off. Now my pelican could add a little, we could give him a little color. So I've got the Petal Pink blends and I've got soft seafoam. So let's give him a little bit up here, and this way he'll tie into the paper. Just adding a little bit of green. We've just given him a touch of color. It's very subtle. And then we need some dimensionals. I grabbed the minis. I guess they were on top. That one doesn't want to turn loose. So what are y'all doing for St. Patrick's Day? Is it something that you celebrate at home or have fun with? I just have fun with it. I mean, I love that it's her birthday. I love that we have some Irish roots. I'm actually going to share a photo of a piece of furniture, this chest that we have that was given to me when I was in middle school. It came to my grandmother and she let me have it. Have family that traveled from Ireland to Canada with everything they owned in this chest. A family of 7. And I even have a book where the story of their journey was recorded. And I've lost my ribbons. I'm starting over. Oh my gosh, I just threw something off the edge. I have the story of their journey. They actually had to, some of the kids got sick. They had to leave them in ports. The captain, the first go round, locked everyone in the, I think they called it the hold. So they couldn't, they had no sunshine, it was horrible. And everybody got sick and the captain was forced to turn around. He was not a nice man. I believe he had a little bit of a drinking problem. But this family, so it was a family of 7, and I think the mother of one of the parents was traveling with them. The actual wife, mother of the kids, when they finally got to Canada, she fell and she died very shortly after they landed. So it's a very cool piece of furniture. It has a really cool story. It holds a lot of my stuff, but it's really hard to imagine holding a family of 7. When I got it, there were actually chicken feathers in the bottom of it, which I'm not naive enough to think that those were left over from their trip, eons ago. But it sure was funny. I'm so glad that that was saved through the years. So now I've just trimmed off that bottom. I like to celebrate holidays with my dead relatives. Halloween is my grandma's holiday. My mom's mother. My great-granny, who was born on St. Patrick's Day, is my dad's grandmother. And my dad and his brother used to spend summers at the farm with her and my great-grandfather. My brother is actually named after our great-grandfather. And I'm going to slide a couple of dimensionals under this label. It would have been easier to do it before I put it down, yes. And the tricky part is that I need to adjust my ribbon too. Anyway, that was my dad's favorite part of the summer, was going down to the farm and staying with his grandparents. And I was very lucky. I got to do something similar. My grandparents, all 4 of them lived in Nashville, and I got to spend weekends with them pretty frequently. And that little guy is just determined to slide all over the place. I talk sometimes about the challenges of ribbon and adhering layers, and say, you want the paper to stick, not paper to paper and not paper to ribbon. And this is why. Because it's given me fits today. Okay, I think I got it. And I like to actually tie a bow underneath, go through that and tie it, but I don't think it's really gonna show on this one. So when you get your kit, the bow will already be tied. So if you don't want to tie it, you don't have to. And if you do want to tie your own, you can simply untie the one I send and add a new one. So Lori's headed to work this afternoon. And all right, now let's peel these little guys off and stick them down. And these are cut from soft suede, and here you can see that adhesive sheet just comes right off. And now it's a sticker on the back. And I'm just going to put one there, and then of course the tape is a little sticky too. So Lori and Dana are both members of my team, so they have the advantage of being able to get this kit at the discounted rate of $10. So they'll have, it's a very nice opportunity for them and for me. We can be crafty together. Get that tape out of the way so it'll stop sticking to me. So the replay of this will go onto the blog with all the supply lists as well, so that if you're watching along without the tutorial, you'll be able to have photos and you can make your own cards from that. All right, so there is card number one. Number two is this one. That has the wave, the die cut wave, not in this packet. Okay, why am I losing everything? Okay, here are my envelopes. Oh my gosh, that's seriously, what did I do with it? Okay, we're not going to panic. We know it's right here somewhere. It's not inside that one. It's not inside that one. It's not there. It's not there. It's over here. So your die cut you may need to punch things out. That's not uncommon. And you may need to trim it to fit, it should be, so this piece is 3.5, and you're really going to want it to be more like 3.25. So let's cut this down and I'll show you. We're not using that label just yet. So we're going to cut this into 1.5 inch squares, and I know that 1.5 inches right there, so I can do this and then turn it and do this, and then I have, trying to keep them in order because it might be difficult to put them back in order. So I'm going to put these down with some glue. So my husband has an event at church tonight. The men are gathering for some traditional Irish fare. They're having corned beef and I don't know what all. So Hardin and I are on our own. The Wordle yesterday was a little challenging. I shared it because we thought we'd started off so strong, and then it was unexpected. And no, you're right, I am not terribly worried about how these, how straight they are or are not, because this piece is going to pretty much hide it. And wouldn't be a bad idea to have used an adhesive sheet on this as well. So Lori, I just saw your comment that you wanted one of the kits, and that's wonderful. And Dana, I think you had said you wanted two. The easiest way for me to keep track of this is if it all happens on my website. And there should be a link. I don't know, I'm going to track that down. All right, got that down. Now I'm just going to come in with my snips and snip this end just a little. All right, now to stamp here, your strength is an inspiration. And I'm not going to use the Stamparatus this time, but I want to show you how you can get a feel for the straightness of your stamp when you aren't using the Stamparatus. So we're working with Night of Navy ink, and I'm going to use my grid paper. And I'm pretty much just going to take the bottom of the stamp right there and line it up on a line of my grid paper, which I can't do as well with the camera right in my head, but so that tells me that looks like it's going to go up to the right a touch. Okay, it's probably not very noticeable. So now I'm going to stamp it again, and I'm going to try to bring that right corner down just a bit and see. Oh my gosh, and I way overcompensated. I'd be much better off just going straight across. Or not. Maybe I should just use the Stamparatus because I'm really struggling. Because normally I would use the Stamparatus. I'm trying to show you all different ways. And I think what I'm doing instead is just making a case for everybody needs a Stamparatus. So let's clean this off and we'll use the Stamparatus. But unlike the other time when we framed it, we're going to get it straight. It'll be a little bit different this time, is what I'm trying to say. So here's the Stamparatus, and so I've lined it up on a line of the grid paper, and then I'm going to turn this over and line up the writing on a line of the plate. So this line should run right between there. So let's see how I did. I think that is close enough. Now, the challenge is I did that really up high, and I can't, I'm bumping up against. So what I'm going to do is turn this way and flip this over, and now I've got an open side over here. Let me scoot over so you can see. And I can position my card wherever I want it. So I'll stamp that down, and you can see that that's probably about centered. And then if I come here, a magnet would have been a good thing to get out. Gosh, you'd think I hadn't stamped in a month of Sundays. Okay, so I've got 2 and 2. Nope, needs to be about there, about there. That should be the right place. And if it's not, well, it's just not. But look at that, I'm pretty good with that. And I'm going to ink it up again because I want that darker. My navy is looking like it could use some ink. There we go. All right, take that off. Close the navy. Night of Navy is my color to get all over myself. Everybody has a color that when they pull it out, it just somehow gets everywhere. It just does. Now let's assemble. I need a bone folder and dimensionals for this. So there will be newsletter to go out. Oh, dang, lost that train of thought too. I have no idea what I was going to tell you. Let's add some bling. I think I got excited about adding bling. Oh, you know, Stella would be real pretty on this too. All right, we're going to go get a really dark one. Put it there. That little guy just wants to be grabbed. Put him there. And then, oh, which one? Which one? Like this one. And then, this one. This one. Isn't that pretty? Okay, 2 down. 2 to go. And normally my Facebook Lives I just do 1, but I don't think I really teach as much on those. Now the next piece, I know we're going to use the stamparatus because this is a big stamp. It requires a block that is really difficult to hold on to. So for that reason, we need the stamparatus for the next card. And I think I'll be safe to leave it there because we're just stamping on the white layer. Oh, what color am I inking this up with? Oh, good thing I looked. We are going to stamp the wave in Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight is retiring May 2nd. Don't wait to get your refill of it, refill of the ink, cardstock, designer series paper, everything that goes along with it. It is going to sell out quickly. Now, where are my pieces? Here's my piece. I want to leave enough room to stamp the You're So Totally Awesome over here. And you can see, so I really probably need to come over here as far as I can to give the widest space possible. I don't know if that made sense or not, but so I am actually going to, where does that end? Okay, good. And I want to make sure that I have blue covering my edges. And see how easily I can see all of that now? And this just looks like, I can't tell, but like it just looks like there are places that don't even have any ink on it, but watch what happens. It's just a miracle. I mean, all of this doesn't even look inked on the stamp. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just gorgeous. All right, then we're going to stamp the little birds in Balmy Blue and our greeting in Night of Navy. I think with the distraction of the wave, you wouldn't even be able to tell where, if my greeting is a little off. I'm not going to use the Stamparatus this time. That's what I'm trying to get to. Oh my gosh, this is so crooked. I don't know if y'all can stand to look at it. Yeah, see, the first time I did this, I did not leave enough room and everything looked cramped. But this time, I'm just going to come right there with Night of Navy. And careful, I need to be very careful I don't rock this stamp or I'll end up with halos. Right, love that. Clean it off, and then I'm going to get out that little bird, stamp it a few times, assemble it. The seagulls, we'll put them wouldn't it be nice to watch them on the beach right now? Oh, sigh. Now we'll put our layers together. Get a good score line. Oh, so Dana, you're making an apron. I am going to prep my samples for next week. I have my Tuesday class, which is the first time I've done this. It's an in-person class, and we are going to make Ladybug cards. There are 2 designs. It has a little gift goodie bag. So make 4 cards, 2 of each design. We're actually going to case a design made by my friend Cindy. Cindy is going to be my roommate in Utah when we go there for, it's kind of a trip that was put together in because we're all missing not being able to take the cruise this year. These little guys could just go, whoa, okay, you want to be over there? That works for me. I'm not really have any rhyme or reason to what I'm doing here. Just selecting about 5. I really think there needs to be one here. So if there's one there, then maybe one there. So some little bling in the waves. So isn't that lovely? Of course, that's going to look a little different with whatever background paper you put with it. Lots to choose from there. All right, and then the last card has a crumb cake layer, and then this nestles in there. This is going to fit right about there. And then I have 2 pieces of ribbon, and we're going to stamp on the label this time. So here's a birthday card. And actually, I'll go ahead and do that first. I'm going to stamp in. Oh, I did not get out the crumb cake. I'm going to stamp the sentiment in soft suede. And gonna be brave, not using the stamparatus. Must be careful not to rock the stamp. Pretty good. Then we're gonna stamp. What does it tell me to do? Stop the pelican and soft suede. Okay. I brought one D block over here, so we'll swap that up. Fits there. Nothing to line up perfectly. We don't need the stamparatus for this one. Just gonna put in about there. Of course, if we had used the stamparatus, then we could, continue stamping to make him darker. Could also do that with Stampin' Blends. I'm going to grab the crumb cake ink pad. To add some more little birds. And I'm actually going to stamp off this time. There we go. And we can give this little pelican some more color. Okay, so he's pretty fast. In case you don't know, I'm not allowed to send you stamped images, so you will need the stamp set to do your stamping. This kind of end to end here. And you can see that because of the score line it hangs over a little bit, so I'll trim that off. And I can use Scotch tape to hold this in place. Because this is going to be hidden behind our little pelican. On his little roost. Go like that. Nothing saggy about this. But no need to undo and the backing on that middle one. That. Now let's get the trimmer out. Could do this with scissors also. It doesn't have to be your trimmer. But it does have to be the cutting blade. And then I'm going to get some mini dimensionals on the back of this. Down there. And then, so if I just put this bow here, I think that it needs the gathering. So for that reason, I'm gonna slide this under and tie my bow. It didn't matter on the first card, but I feel like it does on this one. Now, if bow tying is not something that you feel you've mastered, then the bow will, I'll tie it for you and you can just put a glue dot down. But this just gave it that little gathering that you don't get if you just attach it with a glue dot. All right, and we're going to trim that a little bit there, and let's pull them back out and look at what we made today. So here's card number 4, and card number 3, and card number 2, and card number 1. Are they all? Not really. You can kind of see most of all of them. There you go. And those are the 4 cards today. And thank you so much for watching. And don't forget, there is an ordering special so that you can get this card kit for free. Or, you know, don't forget that the paper and the foil and the embellishments will not be in the new catalog. So this is the only opportunity to get them. But I believe you've got until May 2nd to get them, or until they sell out. So have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. I hope that I can get some interesting Instagram things going on today, and we can stamp together again very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.